on the Pikes Peak.
This railway began back in 1891, and back in those days we used to use steam locomotives. Four of those steam engines were two men. One was the engineer, the other the fireman. And it was the fireman's job to stow coal into the boiler to keep the steam pressure up so the trains could make it to the top of these big hills. Now, if there was a new fireman aboard the train when he got to this next hill, he had to shovel a whole run of coal really fast just to get to the top of the hill. And when he got to the top, he was a new fireman, right? He'd be completely exhausted, and he'd turn to the engineer and he'd say, "Man, that hill was a son of a gun," or something like that, right? Okay? And right now we're going to go up son of a gun hill. On a regular railway, a 2 to 3% grade is very steep. In your car, 7 to 9%. Right now we're going up our first 25% grade. That means for every 100 feet we go forward, we climb 25 feet in elevation.
This feels dangerous.
Occasionally these big rocks do fall down onto the track. As a matter of fact, just last week, Rich and I were coming up, and he stopped the train just about in this area here, and I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "There's a rock on the track." So we both got out. I picked up the big one and pushed it up the hill a little ways. He picked up a small rock and put underneath it to prop it up so it wouldn't fall back down onto the track. Now I think it's coming up here on the 2C side. You can still see our handiwork today. Okay? And the front of the train is passing right here when we propped up this rock. See it right here? Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Look out the 3-seat side of the train across the small valley. You'll see an old broken down log cabin over there. That was built by fur trappers about 160 years ago. They used to trap beaver here in this canyon.
Are you going to wear all of one color tonight?
No.
I'm wearing this. What I'm wearing right now. That's a video camera. He's recording it right now.
In the 1800s, it was legal to homestead here in the foothills of Pikes Peak. There was a man by the name of Tom Palsgrove. He brought his wife and young daughter here, and he actually built a 2-room cabin right here in the canyon. Now this canyon, before the railway was here, was the only way people could get up there. It was a natural hiking trail through the canyon. And people would come by his cabin and say, "Do you have something we can drink or something we can eat?" So Tom really had an entrepreneurial spirit. He took his 2-room cabin and he expanded it to a hotel. This hotel is called the Halfway House. It is located halfway between Colorado Springs and the summit of Pikes Peak. Now this hotel really was quite the place. It had 15 guest rooms, a large dining room, a post office, a gift shop, stables for mules and burros, a train depot, 2 gazebos, and it even had a 1-lane bowling alley. And you can stay here all week, meals included, for just $10 a person. Now, if you look out the 3C side over here, you'll see a spur line going off. At the end of the spur line is where that hotel used to sit. You'll also see a sign here that says the Halfway House. Now, that hotel operated until 1916. It was closed down and was partially burned by vandals in 1922, and it was completely torn down in 1926.
Where you looking? Joey, how are you going to respond to that?
What?
How are you going to respond to that?
I'm not going to respond to that.
Smart man.
Again, look out the 3C side of the train. You'll see an old broken down log cabin. This is one of several that remains from a town up here known as Buxton Park, Colorado. Today the park still exists and people still live here. Coming up on the 3C side of the train, you'll see the house where Mr. and Mrs. Smith live. That is actually their name. They actually work for the city of Colorado Springs Utilities. And during the summer months they live up here and they actually maintain that old hydroelectric plant, that stone building you see back in the trees. That was built in 1925. It is still operating. It is one of the oldest operating hydroelectric plants west of the Mississippi River. Produces about 1.5 megawatts of electricity, and all of it goes to Colorado Springs.
You okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you look out the 3C side of the train down here in the little valley, you'll see a road, and that is the Smith's driveway. Okay? Now, most of you, when you get your mail, you probably just walk to the end of your driveway and get the mail out of the mailbox. But the Smiths have to do something just a little bit different. They actually have to get in their pickup truck, and they have to drive to the end of their driveway to get the mail. It's only 17 miles one way. And if they want to get groceries, it is a 60-mile one-way trip to the nearest grocery store.
I'm going to end it here for now.